fellow Frenchman Tony Parker, who he idolized and all of whom won championships with the franchise under the tutelage of Greg Popovich, the winningest coach in league history. And at 7'4", an elite rim protector with outside range, he is where the league's past, Jay, meets its present. A dominant big man for the modern era.
The boy is just too tall, really. And again, I'm not too keen to meet him, honestly, for obvious reasons. For those who are wondering why I said so, he's an amazing player, no doubt about it. But Brian, no, they're too keen to meet you. You cannot be 7'4" and you want me to stand by your side. Don't worry, we'll just leave him so, okay? So that's the guy, Victor Wembanyama. He's moved on to join the San Antonio Spurs. He was picked by the Spurs, and the dream is to see him sport that side to win NBA titles in the near future. He was the number one man as to those available to be picked up for the draft, and he got what he dreamt of, and it is the Spurs who have his services. The number 2 man in the draft, Brandon Miller, went to the Hornets, and we saw Scott Henderson move on to the Portland Trail Blazers. Number 4 draft, Amen Thompson went to the Houston Rockets. Number 5 draft, Osa Thompson, who's the brother of Amen. Yeah, first brothers in a long while who were first round picks, really, in the NBA draft.
Twins, right?
Yeah, you could, they were putting pictures of people, the picks one after the other. When he got to both of them, they had to stand together to take their own picture, really. That's the partnership between them. But they're going to different teams now. Amen Thompson going to the Houston Rockets, and Osa Thompson moving on to the Pistons. These are the top 5 picks. I'll just leave it at that for now. But the guys, another dramatic experience for sure as to what we saw on Thursday in the USA. And I'm wondering if you guys have some of these names on your mind, because when we come here in like 5 years' time, by the grace of God, if the war doesn't come to an end, we're going to be looking back and saying, okay, this team did well by picking this guy because he's now become the new star or something,
Yeah, it's. I mean, when you see these guys play in their various countries and their various clubs and various schools, around, in the US and Europe, you can imagine the level of commitment, drive, they push towards, striving to get to that level with their agents, with their managers. I mean, it's serious business and it's life-changing, getting drafted, starting a new career in the league. Oh, man, that's God's grace. Mm-hmm. God grace written all over. That's all I can say.
Days, man. And are you going with the hype? Azu Victor Wembanyama from France, for the records. Is he that guy you think, genuinely? Because again, people will take your mind back to 2003 or so, when we had LeBron James drafted. As at that time, I'm not sure too many people thought he will become. They expected him as a big name to become a star, but not as great as he's become today. Yeah.
Yeah. I think even as great as he's become today. Yeah. Although a couple of guys come on that hype, but flop. And I don't know if I should say I've been praying for Victor Wembanyama not to get that hype. There's this confidence that is going to come out tops, and they must have seen some things. Now I'm going to use the story of the man who came out 43rd or so, the one who just won the ring, Jokic. Nobody saw him coming, but he went all through the ranks and came to that height. So it's not about where you finish on the ranks, but Victor Wembanyama has proven with what he's done in France so far, already having double figures in points consistently over and over again, and he's most likely going to be in the team for August for the World Cup. Even
though I think he's pulled out, so there's a story. We're going to share that story here.
So
and he had to admit that no be sports. Tell me make I come out, child. But I feel no day that World Cup.
So he's still on a, let's say, 70-30 range. But that's how good he is, and we're looking forward to something great. So I'm looking at him on that height. The man I looked at that was going to be so close to this was Zion Williamson. There was so much hype on Zion Williamson. Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? And right now, he's not hitting that height. Daniel gave me a story of his recently. Make a live down by his side.
Very, very messy story. Very messy.
He's a bad boy. but see, like I said, 2019 was for Zion Williamson, and he also reached that hype of LeBron James. But I think people have forgotten about him now. He's focused on Victor Wembanyama, although injuries actually played a huge role in that young man's own. But Wembanyama, wonderful. I'm also looking forward to Scoot Anderson, hugely Scoot Anderson, the one who came out to second draft pick for Charlotte Hornets. So it's going to be a wonderful season already. I think it's just going to be one of those seasons we see a lot of draft picks hitting limelight almost immediately. James Naji is also right there. That was the first Nigerian on the draft pick for this year. Pure Nigerian, not be Nigerian American. The first on the second round of picks. So it's interesting what we've seen so far. And I'm happy about how he went now. Shout out to Adam Silva and his teams.
Yeah, indeed. I just had to speak to my man, Hodovai, by the way. Shout out to Hodovai. We're streaming live, guys. Check us out on Facebook, Nigeria Info Space 99.3. If you still haven't seen our studio that kept us out for like a month, just so we could have things tushed up. What's they say? Tweaked. Someone will say tweaked. That's not correct English in this context, though. But yeah, tweaked and made even more beautiful. You could go check it out now. And beyond seeing the studio and seeing the guys in the studio with me, you can also drop your comment on Facebook, okay?
Yep.
Are you excited about these stars who've been picked in the draft pick in the NBA? If you're a basketball person, and do you think that they're going to become stars in the future based on the experiences you have gotten in the past with some of these hyped stars who were drafted into different teams in the NBA? Yeah, talk to us about any other thing basketball you want to speak about. We're here for you for sure. Now we have spoken about the stuff in the USA because it's big, and that's the thing about them. You know, they pick out these talents from the college system kind of, and then see and like Azul, this boy tall, and then he play nothing do him. He's a future star. Oh yeah, draft him, done. Are you sure you don't want to get him into your team and all that? You know, it's important that we also start very early in this part of the world to Nigeria, right? And that's we must not have draft like the guys in USA, but we must have school competitions for basketball. We need to have competitions where young stars can show they are good enough from very early stages, just so they can be picked in the future to join some basketball clubs in the country. And then we hope that we have a basketball league that's working in the country, which is not working as I speak to you right now. That's me being honest, because we've not had a basketball league in Nigeria for male players for all of 2023 so far. We don't have a date for anything, and we're already about to hit July, right? So we need to have that, and then get into a consistent level where these talents can also play for the national team, you know. So the guys in the USA have over time built a structure. Is it the kind of structure you guys would love to see in Nigeria, a draft setting, or will you just want to focus on the school setting where these stars come through from secondary schools, universities, and then get into the league, and then we have a consistent league?
Yeah, you still have to, excuse me, you still have to have a draft, you know, in progress when it comes to certain competitions. I mean, if you finish from secondary school, you play for university, and you want to play for one of the clubs, Nigerian clubs, there's definitely going to be a draft. And, you know, that's why I always tell people you cannot overemphasize the importance of media and sports. You know, in the last 5 to 6 years, do we have a channel where we can actually watch these games that have been played? Do our players have where you can go pick out their highlight videos? Because these players are looking for opportunities. So when the scout asks you, do you have a highlight video? Nothing. Do you have a player resume? Nothing. And you want to go compete with people who have been playing 200 to 300, 400 games, going on tour in Europe and Asia. I mean, you see US players in college, leaving college in the US, going to Europe to go school because they want to play in the Euro League, because they know by the time they come back to the NBA, they're going to have much value. I mean, look at the European players from Serbia, Lithuania, France. Look at the level of basketball they play, and you know, each time they are drafted, they always deliver. That's why, you know, these draft picks are very important. When you look at the drafts from 1 to 10, there's always the probability that there are always like maybe 3 or 4 foreign players who stand out, and that's a whole lot of competition. You know, then you can imagine how the collegiate system is, the NCAA, the Big Ten, and the rest, how they schedule their games and bring these players, you know, to. I mean, look at LeBron James Jr. You know, he has already admitted to, is it Syracuse or so? Yeah, Syracuse. You know, and I mean that's we already know the next NBA pick.
Most likely, he's going to be there.
He's going to be there.
Amazing stuff.
You know? And you just mentioned something.
There's a process.
Going out there to, like you said, the process. The James Onajo we're talking about didn't just jump into the NBA. He played 2 years at Barcelona from 2016. Played in the Euro League. Played in the ACB over there in Spain. So you already garnered the experience before jumping in. The same thing we had with Jokic. And sometimes they don't get those heights, those hypes that you expect. There's also Luka Doncic. He wasn't on the top. I think it was just on the top 5. He had won a lot of championships over there in Europe before coming back to. So these guys garner experience out there. You might not rate them as much as those who grew up in the US or stuff or some bigger leagues, but they know what they are doing. So when they come in there, they just take it gradually, and they even do better than those who were picked ahead of them on the draft pick. So like you said, Daniel, media. We're joking with media.
Yeah, it's funny because
so it's a case of they play.
Yeah, we they play. I mean, look at Ghana Basketball Federation. They have the Ghana Basketball Federation.
They just beat Nigeria on the 16 championship.
Yeah, so the Ghana Basketball Federation and their league has more game coverage in the last, since they started than Nigeria, basketball league in the last 5 years. So if you go to Ghana, Ghana Basketball League YouTube page, you actually watch these games. You can actually stream these games. So you ask the question, okay, now So we just they play this ball since we don't even feature ourselves for TV.
Okay, well, we're going to come back home now and speak about school basketball and how we hope that this can help these stars, emerging stars, to blossom into becoming big names too, within the country and outside the country too, because we know that the top box is outside the country now. Let's be honest, as to basketball, the big box is if you're playing in Europe or in the NBA, which is the echelon at this time. But let me just add that information, the fact that Victor Wembanyama, who we've mentioned as the #1 draft pick, who's moved on to the San Antonio Spurs, has decided not to play for France in this summer's FIBA World Cup, and he's instead focused on preparing for his rookie season with the San Antonio Spurs and the next year's Paris Olympics. Of course, he's going to be having a chance to play in Paris with his national team on home soil, and he picks that over playing in the World Cup this year because he's focused on trying to put himself in the best place to be a fantastic addition to the sports team for next season. Over now in Nigeria, so we await more of your thoughts. Keep them pouring in, okay? WhatsApp, also Twitter available too, and we're streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com, space 99.3 to see this hot studio, man. Like, it's fresh. Like, hot not because it's hot, because it's too cool, actually, based on the quality of the studio and, and the AC, but hot in the context of it's too fresh for this life, okay? All right, let's talk about the fact that we are going beyond just having basketball talents come through from Nigeria, but there's going to be a chance to you for special needs children to participate in the secondary school basketball championship, brought to us by Milo. Well done to them, by the way. They may not be paying me for adverts, but the truth is we want more brands to come on board to sponsor sports in Nigeria. So if a brand decides to do that, Omo, I'll give you the respect. Well done. We need more of that. And we're going to be having that conversation, by the way, when we get into Game On for tonight. Well, the managing director and CEO of Nestle Nigeria PLC, Wasim El Husseini, at the press conference, a national draw for the 23rd Secondary School Basketball Championship sponsored by his brand, said that this was a reality that was going to come to pass. All righty, we hear that there are thousands of children who've had a chance, as many as 11,037 schools across Nigeria who've participated in this year's edition of the School Basketball Championship, and they're now hoping to have the highest level of competition, all right, at the National Stadium on the 8th of July 2023, the basketball court at the National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos. 6 school teams, each in boys and girls categories, will compete for the grand prize at the finals, which will take place right here in Lagos. And the final or finale will begin on the 30th of June and end on the 8th of July at the National Stadium. It's good to know that there is something like this happening, and as we need more. Dan, same thing too. Just before we hear from Olatunji, who's the manager beverages of the brand, Olutayo Olatunji, who spoke about the dates for this. Guys, more is needed.
So much more.
More is needed from the perspective of being practical with the young stars, and more is needed also from the perspective of jumping on shows like this, Courtside, to sponsor a show like this. And this is a show that, for the last 3 years, the first basketball show on radio in Lagos. And I'm saying that with all my chest. You can go and check it out.
#1 basketball show as at 2022.
It's #1 based on quality, but first as the first basketball show on any radio station in Lagos. I dare say Nigeria, because many times when you have a first in Lagos in entertainment, you're likely to have that as a case of first in Nigeria. So you come through to also support shows like this too, that keep exploring the positives of the sport in Nigeria and that keeps speaking for development for the sport too. But well done to them, and it's been a long time coming. It's been consistent to this basketball championship, and it's nice, that Lagos will be hosting things. We'll go there. We'll find time to go there.
Sure.
The thing about us is we put in all of our resources, personal resources, to go to these places just so we can amplify the stories. So it wouldn't be bad if we have guys come through to and support financially as to sponsorship for this show. But back to the basketball championship. Cool stuff, right? We're moving from speaking about draft pick in the USA to at least something good to speak about as to developmental basketball tournament here in Nigeria.
Like you mentioned, it's a very cool stuff, and it's been consistent. They've had like 2 this year. There was one in Ibadan, where Lagos teams actually dominated.
Nice.
There was one also, I think it was in Taraba State also. That was some months. That was in May. So it's been happening. This is actually the one in Ibadan happened like some 10 days back. It was the Western Conference. So it's huge from these Milo guys, and we're happy with what they're doing. But like Daniel always mentions, look at the average Nigerian.
Well, see, as a too fresh for screen. Sorry, I just had to cut, guys. I'm watching our live stream. If you're not watching it, you are missing. Actually,
you don't have a choice.
As too fresh for real life and for screen too.
Rub anointing on.
Yes. Yeah, you were speaking about the fact that we've had a few of these.
A few of this,
already,
and like you mentioned, why is everybody moving in the direction of football and basketball? Younger, I was at the courts at Abeson Estate in Ikpaja.
Okay,
I saw some young guys play. I spoke with them like, "What's the plan for this?" Yeah, I want to play in the NBA. What are you doing? Nothing. And this court was actually built by Giants of Africa.
Okay.
So it was interesting to see that something like that is there, but hardly there is coverage. See, they just come there, play basketball, and go home. It'd be like when they go play sets. So when you see an average basketballer doing that stuff, you in your mind you are having that mindset that you don't just play basketball in this part of the world. There should be a reason. So because when coverage starts coming on such games or such plays, you start giving people mindset. Why am I dragging football with these people? I've got the height. You know, the average tall person. Somebody was telling me if you're getting close to 6'9", 7, man, don't just stay. Look at the way Agoro left. Look at Wambayama. If he wasn't playing, if he wasn't doing sports, something would have happened. So for sports, staying long earth would have been a challenge. So sports helps you keep fit and all of those stuff. So basketball is one big game we shouldn't be joking with. I've got tall guys. I've seen guys of 16 who are taller than I am in Nigeria here. What else would they be playing if not basketball?
Azu is like 6'2", 6'3".
You can imagine. So that's the point I'm talking about. These guys have done a lot, and they've been doing it from back in the days. They need like I don't know if I should call it healthy competition in this game, and it's just going to make it that synergy, and we'll grow up. I think Daniel will have more because it's in the business.
So the thing is, it all boils down to structure and the right people who can actually think rationally and collectively towards the common goal. Yes, kudos to Milo. They've been doing it for so long, but at least this is 2023.
Yeah,
nobody has sat down to think of this. It's very simple. How many competitions do we have? Why can't we have a calendar where everybody knows this is when this will host, or this team or this organization we're going to host this? You're going to rest by this time. This, this camp is going to come.
More like a season.
Yeah. So it now becomes consistent. Then you just bring in the media into the mix, bring in sponsorship, and at the end of the day, you have players. You have players booming and popping up from here and there, and people coming into having interest in, okay, I want to sign these players. I was talking to some players because I do a lot of scouting, and I was talking to this player, and he's like, he wants to go and play in the NBA, and I told him, I said, you can't just leave, Surulere and go and play in the NBA.
People that eat basketball.
When the people that are there, are they sleeping? So at the end of the day, I had to explain to him. And the thing is, a lot of people do not know. They don't have the knowledge. Exactly. They're not informed.
And that's where media comes in.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the people most of the people that they look up to, and they say, oh, this person is a coach, or this person is a coach, is not even well informed. Some coaches don't even know what a full scholarship is or a half scholarship is. They don't even know all those basic things. And when you try to educate players,
it's a bit 3-point line. It's a bit out of screen.
So the thing is, we need the orientation. We need to change the orientation of our players, our coaches, our sports. I mean, 2023, people are still looking at sports as recreational.
I know, right? There's so much money in it, actually. And speaking about money, actually, the media also has to make money, and that's why we do have a commercial break. So we're going for a break in a bit. When we return, we'll just wrap things up on Courtside and then switch to Game On, where there's so much to speak about from the transfer side of life in the big leagues on the European continent, the Super 8 in Nigeria, tennis stories, athletics, and what have you. All right, here on 99.3 Nigeria. And for my name is Chuma Nali. There's Azubike Onicha and Daniel Chukuma in the studio too. For now, it's our exclusive basketball show, Courtside. And we'll be back before you know it for more excitement. Yeah. Count. You know, go to tape. We'll be back.
Gathered here today to witness the joining of all 32 of you in blissful matrimony to Glow MiFi and router. Do you, Wi-Fi enabled devices, take this Glow MiFi and router as your lawful data plug? Yes, we do. Do you, Glow MiFi and router, promise to be there in good times and in Sakpa? Yes, we do. Now you may stay connected.
Enjoy a connected life with Glow MiFi and router. Get 60 gigabytes data bonus when you buy a Glow MiFi and 180 gigabytes data bonus when you buy a Glow router. And connect up to 32 Wi-Fi enabled devices. Available at Glow World shops nationwide. Glow Unlimited.
Attention secondary school graduates. parents, and working professionals seeking to enroll into the university. Miva Open University is admitting students for September 2023, and you only need WAEC or NECO results with 5 credits, including math and English. We offer degrees in highly sought-after fields that are in high demand within the job market. Application is free, and you can get 40% discount on tuition fees when you apply early. Apply now at www.miva.university. Miva Open University is licensed by the National Universities Commission.
Moves must be made. My people just to work hard. Dreams and challenges motivate us. But sometimes, when the journey gets tiring, all we need is something to push our limits.
Yeah, reactor. Ignite your energy. Bring out your inner champion. Baby, reactor. Reactor. Ignite your energy. Bring out your inner champion. Baby, reactor.
Reactor Energy Drink. What you need to push your limits.
Wahala. Reactor energy drink. Push your limits. No dey tire. No way. Reactor energy drink. Reactor.
Push your limits.
When you're in 9 Mobile, Nigeria's own network, you get rewarded for asking for more. So whenever you need more data to stream your favorite movies and music, or to play the latest blockbuster games, 9 Mobile has got you covered with 8 GB for just 1,500 naira, 9.5 GB for 2,000 naira, and many more. So join 9 Mobile now or dial *301# to choose any of our reliable and affordable plans to express yourself freely on Nigeria's confirmed network. 9 Mobile, here for you, here for Nigeria.
Are you tired of using ordinary lubricants that fail to give your engine the power and protection it deserves? Introducing Shell Helix Lubricants, now available in Nigeria. No more frequent visits to the mechanic. No more funny noise coming from your engine. No more abnormal fuel consumption. You can now say goodbye to all that smoke from your car's exhaust.
Shell Helix Lubricants uses Pure Plus technology, a technology that protects your engine from dirt, gets rid of impurities, and improves engine performance. Need guaranteed engine protection? Use Shell Helix Lubricants. Now available at AP and NU service stations nationwide.
Oh, the only detergent that keeps me bright and fresh. I know they waste time to wash. I thought my clothes have the best, so why go less? You can't wash a lot with a little Viva. Use Viva. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Use Viva. Viva, oh Viva. I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever. Viva, oh Viva. I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever. Viva, I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever.
Viva Detergent, a quality cleaning powder from Aspira.
If you're a 9 Mobile, then you're most definitely enjoying ridiculously affordable data. Like 4.2 gigabytes for only 1,000 naira. 1K, hold on, you also get 6.5 gigabytes for 1,200 naira. And 9.5 gigabytes at guess how much? 2,000 naira. Come on, guys. Join 9 Mobile now or dial *301# to choose from our affordable and reliable data plans to express yourself freely on Nigeria's confirmed network. 9 Mobile, here for you, here for Naija.
I can't tell Superman, say, make she carry me.
Junior, who you dey follow talk since morning?
I dey talk to grandma for Let's Chat.
This pikin. Mama no mind Junior. Since when he hear say Let's Chat get free audio and video calls, he just dey call everybody back to back.
Yes, so better connection, dead data free. On top Let's Chat instant messaging app. Enjoy your bonga quality calls for free. On top Let's Chat. Now MTN, Airtel, and Glow enable am so. Oh yeah, rush. Go download Let's Chat now. Terms and conditions apply. Let's Chat, where all connections stay possible.
The round table is back.
I recall that the former Minister for Interior, Abdulrahman Dambazao, said that people go in as dogs and come out as lions.
I don't think the Nigerian government actually took the time to look at it from a holistic perspective.
And it's just really painful because it seems as though that, with every new government, we tend to miss the previous government.
It's just like you put human beings to live as pigs inside a place. How do you correct such? I don't even know who gave them the idea of changing the name.
A round table this June 28th, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, 29th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and 30th, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Be part of the table on 99.3 Lagos, 92.3 Port Harcourt, and 95.1 Abuja. Let's talk.
I would just say that we're all stakeholders in the business of building Nigeria.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
So, we went on the street to ask people how they love Nescafe Multi.
This multi, that's sweet, oh!
I love it. Love it. Love it. Whoever added malt to Nescafe is a genius.
The way the coffee tastes, they mix with the sweet creaminess. And the malt taste, it not get me, mba.
See, I beg, if you want great me now have a great multi day.
Well, you've heard it live and direct. Start your day with a Nescafe Multi every day. And have a great multi-day. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe.
When you're a 9 Mobile, Nigeria's own network, you get rewarded for asking for more. So whenever you need more data to stream your favorite movies and music, or to play the latest blockbuster games, 9 Mobile has got you covered with 8 GB for just 1,500 naira, 9.5 GB for 2,000 naira, and many more. So join 9 Mobile now or dial *301# to choose any of our reliable and affordable plans to express yourself freely on Nigeria's confirmed network. 9 Mobile, here for you, here for Nigeria.
Behind every child's first step is a great mom. First words, first birthday, first day at school. Great moms are there all the way to care and to nurture. And with the Pears Baby range, you choose to put your baby first. Available in lotion, oil, cream, and jelly, and made of natural mild ingredients. Pears is pure and gentle for all your baby skincare needs. Put your baby first today with the Pears Baby range of products.
Naija people with the yarn better tori abeg. For Italian league, Osimhen and goals come be like 5 and 6. Bruh, na Ballon d'Or remain no.
I'll be different on this one. Her father picked some boy over his own daughter as CEO.
No one tells a story like we do. Stream live football, local and international shows on Showmax, Africa's original streaming service. Sign up at showmax.com.
If you're wondering how I keep up with my groove, I stay hydrated even when I'm on the move. I'm not gonna let anything weigh me down cause I'm on the go. So have you refreshed and changed that with Seaway water? Oh, yeah, make you drink more water. And mind your business. Seaway for every family, live life to the fullest. Make you drink more water. And mind your business. Seaway for every family, live life to the fullest.
You can do more when you're healthy and hydrated. Drink Seaway. Available in 75 cl, 150 cl, and dispenser water. Available in all stores near you. Also, download the Seaway Home mobile app to enjoy free delivery to your doorstep. Always choose the water you can trust. Seaway for every family.
Hey, mama, taste is key and that's how we communicate. Best nourishment in every school. Mama, taste it, mama. Share the love. We all together. I love my mama. Mama, taste it. Mama, nourishing. Mama, scoop it.
Your Nutrilicious Bama is now available in sachet.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Africa's Creative Community Festival. It's the Cloud Talk Concert. Share your stories with the largest community of creatives in Africa. Featuring live performances from international superstars Shay Vibes, Fave, Bayani, Boy Spice, Kite, and many more. Also featuring live special appearances by Tacha, Yemi Craigs, Kananga Jr., and many more. Your host, Eniolua Cloud Talk Concert will take place at the Jewel Aida, Plot 105B, Hakim Dixon Link Road, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. Date June the 30th, 2023.
Time 5 p.m.
Cloud Talk Concert, Africa's Creative Community Festival.
If you're on Niger's Confirmed Network, you get a super gift of 1,000 naira for just joining the network. You're welcome. 900% bonus on every recharge, 100% data bonus for 6 months, and double data bonus on your first recharge of the month. That's the 9 Confirmed plan from 9 Mobile, and it's lit. So get a new SIM or dial star 1400 hash and start browsing, sharing, and creating more on Niger's Confirmed Network. 9 Mobile, here for you, here for Naija.
Boss, in 20 seconds, sharply yarn me 5 correct things where Samsung customer service get to offer.
1. Samsung get 24 months manufacturer warranty on top all in products wey person buy for any authorized stores and dealers for Obodo Naija. 2. Samsung Care Plus. This na screen repair cover wey go do up to 12 months. You go need to register for free within 30 days after you buy. 3. Na verified WhatsApp channel wey dem dey put to make you fit chat with Samsung customer service dem for sharp answer. 4. Na the Samsung authorized service centers wey dey across the country to help with your Samsung products. And the final one na free delivery and installation of TVs, washing machine, refrigerators and air conditioners wey you buy for Lagos and Abuja.
Now so e be o. For more information on Samsung customer service, check our Instagram page at Samsung_Nigeria. Email us for ngservice@samsung.com and call us for free or WhatsApp on 0800 726 7864 0800 Samsung.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Hi, my name is Adora Lando, captain of the Nigerian national team, and you're listening to Courtside on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It's the final part of Courtside on 99.3 Nigeria. And for just a few minutes, and we can switch into Game On with all the football stories to come, tennis, athletics, and what have you. My name is Chuma Nolin here with Daniel Chukuma and Zubike Onicha. Just before that commercial break, we're speaking about the basketball championship for secondary schools in Nigeria, and the final ready to take place. So you can add the S to that finals now, because it's a couple of finals for the boys and girls. Will take place in Lagos from the end of this month into the first week of next month. Let's read out some of your comments now on social media. Dan, you want to do that? As you we'll be checking out stuff too. Dan, you have stuff on Facebook? Yes, sir.
Yes, we have Akindele Ifeoluwa, and he said, for the first time, I am seeing the voices behind the radio. Nice job, guys.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. You have something on WhatsApp too staring at you, Dan, so you could want to check that out as well too. It's like a long stuff. Yes. No, not that. Just come on.
There's a second comment on Facebook. Why are you not taking it, Daniel? You didn't finish your work.
No, I don't take that comment. Oh, yeah. So we have a comment from, what's his name? Yeah, he said, Cortside, we have kids moving from Nestle basketball, Masai's Giant of Africa, etc., moving abroad to high schools. I think, but the NBBF hasn't been tapping into using them at under 16 level till they get into college. He now said Dan has just nailed it. Ohio basketball. Ohio, that's his name.
Yeah, he's a basketball media and IMC person, as he says, actually. Thank you for that, Ohio. And yeah, it's important that we do have transition. It's important we have, and transition cannot work without a genuine plan. So in the US, they know already that, hey, there's going to be, it's already, it's a certain thing that there's going to be the college system, then there's going to be the draft, then there's going to, it's just, you already know. It's like getting promotion from one division to another. But in Nigeria, we don't really have that organized system, and that's the truth. When even the top league itself, to even organize that,
may I ask one question?
Challenge, man.
Make I ask one question. If we don't get indoor sports or national stadium, where we will play the basketball?
Outdoor sports.
Some places they will get courts. The courts they don't renovate the court, so they don't lock them.
Okay, go to court.
I'm telling you, man.
Go to court.
They don't lock them. So now the basketball court now museum.
Okay, go to court.
If you cannot do basketball courts, you can go to law courts. all courts are courts. Or you come on Courtside, a radio show. Guys, on that note, we need to wrap things up on Courtside tonight.
Jordan Poole should be our last news,
Okay,
the man has moved to Sacramento Kings. So I think I know what Draymond Green was trying to do. Is either you go or I go. I go beat you again. So Draymond Green is almost signing a 3-year deal with the Golden State Warriors. But Chris Paul is also that challenge. They had issues, Draymond Green and and Chris Paul was in 2020. But I think all of that will be sorted. They're all mature guys. It's about Paul reading the ring and the Warriors strengthening their team. And Jordan Poole had attitude issues, so they don't tell him bye-bye. And it was a simple reply from from Steve Kerr, the coach of the team, saying we just needed to make a shift in the team, and that's the shift. Jordan Poole don't shift. The team's not going to shift. So, Okma basketball to Sony Golden State Warriors. I wish I could do Yoruba sports.
We can give you 15-minute segment on Courtside, Yoruba version from Azubike Onitsha. We have, I'm just going to take, you guys' final bye-byes after reading one more message on WhatsApp. And this one says, can you share the secondary schools participating in the basketball competition, please? Hello, guys. Thank you for that. I see a +44 number attached to that. So it's a basketball, somebody who's based in the UK. Yeah, keep listening to our broadcast. I'll touch on more on this as the days do come and go as we build up to the championship at the National Stadium. Guys, thanks for coming through. Dan Chukuma and Azubike Onitsha.
That was a pleasure.
Fantastic. Alrighty. Fantastica, kind of. We're next up in 7 days' time, actually, to bring to you Courtside again. But for now, what's next on the lineup for us in Nigeria Info is the Game On show brought to you by Femi and The Gang. The excitement is just about to begin as to that side of life. Stay with us.